The more we do these cases, the more clues we find. I want you folks to take the time, pay attention. Pay attention to the things that I'm going to be talking about. Ever since I started to do these reports about this case with Ashlee Jenae, I've been uncovering the lies, exposing the truth, so that you, the viewer, can walk away and know exactly what's going on. After this live stream, you're going to be disappointed. Not with me. You're going to be disappointed with the family. You're going to be disappointed with everybody that been covering up this story, including the woman that's on the screen. I promise you, this particular show is going to change the whole game. You're going to hear things in this live stream that you're not getting from nobody, because nobody on social media but Ringo TV is breaking down this case. We're doing the best work on YouTube, on social media right now. So as soon as you come in, be sure to hit the like button. Without further ado, gang, I'm going to play this tape. I want you to hear this. You're going to hear it repeat. It's going to make you angry. It's going to open your mind. It's going to open your eyes. You're going to want answers. You're going to question the family. I told you guys from the beginning, don't trust the parents. Don't trust Ashlee's family. They're in it for the money. Don't trust that woman. She's a liar. Let's go to the tape. Pay attention, guys. Hit the like button if you're joining the show. Subscribe if you're new. This is the only channel on YouTube that is breaking down the Ashlee Jenae case the right way. Nobody is bringing you this level of information. Let's get into the content. And I also want to give some more information about the timeline and Ashlee being found after watching police's press conference. So they say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. And this is just kind of normal procedure to make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. She won't need anything until about 20 minutes, so to come back. But she did ask the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. They gave her the phone charger and then returned about 20 minutes later. The room attendant told police that when they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her. There's also been some questions about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. They learned about it from the hotel staff who called the mother to notify her. Then when the father says that he asked the fiance, why did you wait so long to tell us? Because this was 11 hours reportedly after, according to the parents. They say that the fiance said he had just found out. However, the hotel told the family that they found out about Ashlee's death from the fiance 5 hours prior. And I also want to give some more information about the timeline and Ashlee being found after watching police's press conference. So they say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. And they say that a room attendant went and checked on Ashlee at 7:30. Let's go. Just kind of normal procedure to make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. She won't need anything until about 20 minutes. So Ashlee told this room attendant, I won't need nothing, to about 10 minutes later, because she corrected herself in the video. I didn't notice that the last time. When she said 20 minutes, there's a correction that says 10. 10 minutes. To come back, but she did ask the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. They gave her the phone charger and then returned about 20 minutes later. The room attendant told police that When they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So hold up. Ashlee told the hotel staff, come back in 10 minutes, because then I'll need something. They come back. She didn't answer the door. They used an emergency card and did what? So that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her. And then found her. Do you hear the narrative? Do you hear the story that they put out? Now watch this. There's also been some questions about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. They learned about it from the hotel staff who called the mother to notify her. Then when the father says... The what? The hotel staff contacted the mother. How would the hotel staff know to contact the mother? What hotel you been to where you checked into a room and they had your mama's number? Make that make sense? But it gets worse. Let's rewind that back. Listen to the tape. From Ashlee, so that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her. There's also been some questions about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. So the family now says, we didn't learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. Did you get that? The family is saying, we didn't learn about that from him. They learned about it from the hotel staff who called the mother to notify her. Then when the father says that he asked the fiance, why did you wait so long to tell us? Because this was 11 hours reportedly after, according to the parents. They say that the fiance said he had just found out. However, the hotel told the family that they found out about Ashlee's death from the fiance. Whoa. The hotel said they found out about Ashlee's death from Joe. But I thought the hotel staff said that Ashlee said to come back in 10 minutes and they used the emergency key card and found Ashlee. Do you see why I told you that everybody's lying? The hotel is lying, Joe is lying, and this fucking woman is lying because she's in it. All of these people are lying. What kind of journalist is this? When you have all of these discrepancies, all of these false narratives, and she ain't calling it out? I'm angry because I'm a real news reporter. I do real journalist work. Did you not just listen to what I just played? I'm going to roll it back to the top, and then we're going to get into this content. Because the parents of Ashlee basically said they don't care about her personal belongings. That's not important. We just want to bury her next week to get this behind us. What? So her personal belongings is not important? We're going to get into that shortly. As soon as you come in the building, gang, hit that like button. Let's roll it back to the top. Do what we need to do. Let's go. And I also want to give some more information about the timeline and Ashlee being found after watching police's press conference. So they say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. and this is just kind of normal procedure. No, that's not normal procedure. If I'm at the telly with a shorty and me and her kicking it, I don't need nobody checking in on me at no 7:30. So that's cap. I don't recall anybody ever being at the telly and somebody knocking on your door to check on you at 7:30. Nobody supposed to be at your door at 7:30. You see what I mean? They lying. To make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. So why is all of this targeting Ashlee? Did they ask Joe what he needed? Since this is standard procedure that this woman is talking about? Where's the report of hotel staff checking in on Joe? No reports. See, only on Ringo TV you're going to get this info, gang. Nobody else is using their brain. All these content creators do is lie to you all day. I'm literally reporting on this news and breaking this thing down to make the viewers put the case together so we can see that all these people are covering up Ashlee's death. Ashlee was blood sacrifice. It was a ritual. It was a ritual, and I believe, and this is my opinion, that they took that woman's organs. That's right. We're going to get into a lot of information, so put on your seatbelt.
She won't need anything until about 20 minutes, so to come back, but she did ask the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. They gave her the phone charger and then returned about 20 minutes later.
So the hotel staff gave her the charger that she requested, came back in 10 minutes, only to find her dead. But that hotel staff haven't been questioned by law enforcement. Let's go.
Room attendant told police that when they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So that's when they used an emergency key card to enter.
Ashlee could be in the shower. So why would they be entering a room that's supposed to be private? So you mean to tell me in a hotel, if they come back to the room and the lights is off, it means we go in there? Ashlee could be asleep. Ashlee could be in the shower. Ashlee could be fucking. So why would hotel staff be using an emergency key to enter her room? That sounds like foul play. Let's go.
And then found her. There's also been some questions about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance.
So the family is saying they didn't learn about Ashlee's death from Joe. Let's listen again.
They learned about it from the hotel staff who called the mother to notify her.
So hold up. The hotel staff has Ashlee's parents' phone number. Why would a hotel staff be contacting the parents about the deceased, but law enforcement didn't? What hotel you know call the parents? How they got your number? And why law enforcement ain't do the calls?
The father says that he asked the fiance, why did you wait so long to tell us? Because this was 11 hours reportedly after, according to the parents. They say that the fiance said he had just found out. However, the hotel told the family that they found out about Ashlee's death from the fiance 5 hours prior.
So the hotel staff is now saying they found out about Ashlee being dead from Joe. But I thought the hotel staff was told by Ashlee, come back to my room in 10 minutes. And they came back in 10 minutes and found her dead. But the hotel staff said, we found out about Ashlee being dead from Joe. Why nobody in the United States has taken this case and do what need to be done to bring Joe's ass in for questioning and put his ass behind bars for murder, and to charge the hotel staff with a possible cover-up in this case? How is it that Ringo TV, a content creator on YouTube, can put this ish together like a boss? I should be working for the feds. I should be in law enforcement, because it seemed like a lot of these people are incompetent and they don't know how to put nothing together. This case already been solved. I already solved the case. All these folks in Africa guilty. 2 to 3 different stories are being told. This woman is a joke, because if this woman was a true journalist, she should have been called out Ashlee's family and said, hold up, you tripping. You should be in Africa raising hell right now. There's a bunch of lies being told. You understand? But remember, she's bought and paid for too. Let's go. And I also want to give some more information about the timeline and Ashlee being found after watching police's press conference. So they say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. and this is just kind of normal procedure. It's not normal procedure. That's a damn lie. The reason why this woman is saying that is because she's working with the powers that be to cover up this ritualistic sacrifice that happened to Ashlee Jenae. Facts. Because how does she know? Because if you look at the original story, if you guys go back to the original story, they said that the hotel staff went to check on Ashlee because it was mentioned that she may possibly want to harm herself. That's why they went back to check. But I got a problem with that. Because in my smart mind, if a woman is alleging that she's willing to harm herself, please explain to me why law enforcement haven't been called in yet. And why hotel staff is acting as if though they're law enforcement. Why the cops wasn't called. And why would a woman have been thought to want to harm herself? Why? What was going on? Again, only on Ringo TV will you find the truth in regard to this case with Ashlee. Let's go. Hit that like button. Make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. She won't need anything until about 20 minutes, so to come back. But she did ask the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. So the phone charger was in the hotel staff's possession? Because that sounds like two different stories right there. Because if Ashlee is asking them for a phone charger, that means Ashlee's phone was dead. And we all know no black woman is walking around without no charger. So that's a lie. There ain't not one black woman on this earth that don't have her charger or chargers with her at all times. So what she's basically saying is that when Ashlee requested the phone charger was already there. Because it can't be that the management or hotel staff went to go get the charger and then brought it back, because that would make no sense if she just said that the hotel staff member came back 10 minutes later and found Ashlee dead. So that would imply that the phone charger was on the person's body somewhere to give to Ashlee. Now, what hotel staff member is walking around with brand new phone chargers? They really think we stupid. We not dumb. I don't know who the heck this woman is, bro. She think we stupid. Let's get back to this tape. Hit that like button. They gave her the phone charger and then returned about 20 minutes later. The room attendant told police that when they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So what if the lights was off? What gives you a right to enter someone's privacy? If I'm in the room smashing and you bust open that door talking about, oh, we was just checking on you. What? They don't do that mess. That's crazy. This is a narrative they set up because they killed that woman already. That's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her. There's also been some questions. You see that? They saying that's when they found her. But didn't the hotel say that they learned about Ashlee's death from Joe? So which story is it? Which story is it? Why are we playing games still? We're supposed to be locking people up. What's going on with Ashlee's parents? Because I don't trust them. I think they've been bought by Joe. I think this whole story is one big joke. I believe that these news reporters are frauds and fakes and snakes. I believe that Ashlee, she may possibly be alive somewhere, being tortured. You understand? I don't believe that her original organs are in her body right? They told us that the so-called autopsy in Africa was completed already. Okay, where the results? Where the results? Fuck allegedly. I'm speaking real. You understand me? Because the way they set this case up is to harvest that woman's energy, to take her damn organs. Because when you think about it, an autopsy, they take your brain out, they take your parts out, they examine these parts of your body. Then they put them back in and sew you up. Do you understand me? How do we know her original parts are back in her body? Because when they sent the body back to the United States, the parents are claiming that they did a so-called independent autopsy. Well, how do we know those parts are still in her body? They could have put somebody else's parts in her body. Come on now, be smart. They running a play on all of us right now
about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. They learned about it from the hotel staff who...
Do you see this? The family is saying they didn't learn about Ashlee's death from Joe. They learned it from the hotel staff. Didn't we hear the family members tell us that Joe said, oh, Ashlee is good. We're taking her to the hospital right now. This whole story is made up, y'all.
The mother to notify her. Then when the father says that he asked the fiance, why did you wait so long to tell us? Because this was 11 hours reportedly after, according to the parents. They say that the fiance said he had just found out. However, the hotel told the family that they found out about Ashlee's death from the fiance 5 hours prior. There's also been some questions about her relationship. So the family says that they have been together for about a year and a half. The family actually says that he spent Thanksgiving with them. However, they say that he did not ask for her hand in marriage. So the proposal was a surprise to them.
That's a lie. This woman is being paid, y'all. You know why she's saying that? Because the family already did an interview with TMZ. Watch this.
However, they say that he did not ask for her hand in marriage.
Lies.
So the proposal was a surprise to them. However, they say that he did not ask for her hand in marriage. So the proposal was a surprise to them.
Did you guys meet him before this trip, or did he ask you for her hand in marriage before proposing?
Yes. We had money.
Yes. So he had asked for her hand in marriage, and we met him. For those of you who don't have ears, yes, he did ask for her hand in marriage, and we met him. You're not going to say yes, and we met him, and not remember to answer the other question. Because a lot of you try to run this little game about, oh, they only answered one question. They didn't answer the other one. You answered both. Let's not be dumb. If I ask you, John, did you and your wife have a great time at the party? And did you get something to eat? Hey, man, yeah, we had a great time. You answered both of my questions. Because if you had a great time, you also had something to eat. Let's not play dumb. Let's go. Hit the like button.
However, they say that he did not ask for her hand in marriage.
Damage control.
The proposal was a surprise to them.
She's doing damage control for the family. She got paid already. Let's go.
Did you guys meet him before this trip, or did he ask you for her hand in marriage before proposing?
Yes. We had money. Yes. However, they say that he did not ask for her hand in marriage.
Why would she have to tell us that? Why would this fake news reporter, this fraud, have to tell us that for? For what? What significance is her telling us this for? Because she saw the interview that they did on TMZ. And she figured, let me do damage control for them. Let's go.
So the proposal was a surprise to them.
Did you guys meet him before this trip, or did he ask you for her hand in marriage before proposing?
Yes. We had money. Yes. However, they say that he did not ask for her hand in marriage. Hey guys, I just wanted to hop on here quickly to provide a quick little update on the death of Ashlee Robinson. If you guys haven't heard by now, it is true. Her remains are back here in the United States with her family. Her father shared this with me on Friday, and he says right now their focus is just planning her funeral, which they are hoping to have sometime early next week. And what's also new is that over the weekend, the family says they did have an independent autopsy done and they are waiting for those results.
What? The family said they what? Had an independent autopsy? An autopsy was already done, so her organs was already tampered with. Any new autopsy is compromised. Why? An autopsy was already done to the body.
Asked about the autopsy that was done in Zanzibar, and the family says that they never received those results.
So the family never received the Zanzibar autopsy on their daughter. So basically, in Africa, they zipped open her daughter's body, took out her organs, took out her brain, opened up her chest cavity, ripped everything out, start touching and doing whatever they got to do. Then they put back the organs in her body and gave the parents no results. Okay, what's the significance of them doing that if they didn't give the parents the results? So you open this woman's body to tamper with her organs, and you expect us in America to believe that her body wasn't compromised? Who the hell is running this case? They all need to be fired and put in prison, because I'm smarter than all of them to realize the severity of this issue. You cannot bring that body from Zanzibar to the United States and have an independent autopsy done when one was already done and her body was compromised already. You cannot trust that result now, because we don't know if those organs that are in her body are her original organs. We don't know that.
You guys have been really desperate for updates, and I've been responding to people who have reached out directly.
You haven't been responding to nobody. You understand? This woman is bought and paid for.
But the truth is, there's really no new information. Which
she's saying there's no new information. That's to throw shade at the independent journalist like myself, who is not bought and paid for by nobody, who is not under nobody's control. That's her throwing shade by saying if you hear any new videos from anybody, it's not important. It's not new. That's basically what she just did.
Why I haven't done another report. And you guys may have seen that some of Ashlee's belongings, such as her engagement ring, are missing. That is true. However, that's just not the family's focus as of now. Their focus.
What? Did you get that? Did you get that? Did you get that? See, some of you read the title of my video. You was like, oh, clickbait, clickbait. You're lying, you're lying. Really? Let's rewind back the tape. Let's rewind back the tape. Listen to what she just said about the parents. Check it out.
She's belongings, such as her engagement ring, are missing. That is true. However, that's just not the family's focus as of now.
The family is not focused on Ashlee's personal belongings. They don't even care. They don't care. They don't care that her phone is missing. They don't care about the engagement ring missing. They don't care about her luggage. They don't care about none of that. They trying to put Ashlee underground, y'all. They trying to bury Ashlee as quickly as possible to put this all behind them. How you gonna bury a woman that quick when you haven't even done a full internal investigation in regards to her death? That family didn't even go to Zanzibar yet. They told you guys that they were going over to Africa to get the video, to find out who they need to talk to and do what they got to do for Ashlee. They didn't go yet. Now they're saying Ashlee's ring, her personal belongings, it's not important to them, guys. So while we out here fighting for justice for Ashlee, her parents don't give a fuck. Do you understand me? And I'm being raw. I don't play around, gang. When I do these type of videos, man, I am passionate about what I do. Do you understand me? This woman is dead. You got real people out here doing content, fighting for justice, putting the pieces together, hoping that somebody will listen to these videos and bring justice to this woman. Parents is like, look, we don't care about her phone. We don't care that her luggage didn't come with the body. We don't care that Joe is not responding. We just want to get this funeral over with. But yet you guys gave them $64,000. $64,000. That's crazy.
Report, and you guys may have seen that some of Ashlee's belongings, such as her engagement ring, are missing. That is true. However, that's just not the family's focus as of now. Their focus is planning this funeral and getting answers about what happened to Ashlee.
What? Their focus is planning the funeral and getting answers on what happened to Ashlee? Well, listen, dumbass. Just in case you don't understand English, if you want answers about Ashlee, you need her phone. You need her engagement ring. You need her personal belongings. Where's her underwear? Where's her perfume? Where's her jewelry? Where's her wallet? Her credit cards? Her ID? Where is it? That's identity theft now. So now somebody got Ashlee's personal information. Somebody in Africa now can take her whole identity, clean her bank account out. They got her cell phone. Most likely, it used her fingerprints to unlock the cell phone. So they done unlocked her cell phone, got to her passwords, got through her emails, wiped what they need to wipe, clean, delete, do whatever they got to do. And the parents are sitting there talking about, oh, her personal belongings. Oh, that's not important right now. We're just trying to get her body underground quick, so we could get this money. That's basically what they're trying to do. This is why I keep telling you, you the people that are viewing, you hold all the power. You supposed to be going to that family right now, going to their personal pages and light their comment section up saying you hypocrite. You guys are not fighting for Ashlee's justice. You trying to bury that woman as quickly as possible because you working with Joe. How much money is Joe paying that family, dog? A lot of y'all be feeling sorry for these people, bro. I don't feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for Ashlee because her family's not fighting for them. Look at the passion in my voice. Look at the content that I'm doing, the questions, the way I'm breaking this down. Why their family not doing that, fam? Why their family not fighting for her justice? They busy playing games right now. They trying to put her body underground, y'all, quickly. They talking about, oh, we have like an independent autopsy coming. Okay, where is it? Where's the results? And how do you know it's authentic? How do you know it's real? Because for all we know, they could be lying about that too. And they're going to only receive the results that came from Africa, but making you believe that there was one done in America. Guys, y'all need documentation. All of you folks that donated to that family, y'all need documentation of everything they're doing. Because I don't trust Ashlee's family. I don't trust them one bit. They're snakes, y'all. Snakes. And a lot of y'all been putting y'all confidence in them because you know those are the parents and you figure they lost Ashlee and it is what it is. We supposed to be fighting for Ashlee's justice. Fuck the family, fam. I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't sugarcoat nothing. If you offended, leave. I don't care. I'm here to fight for Ashlee's justice. I don't care about that family because they moving like a snake. I don't see them showing no emotion. I don't see them, they're not diligent about nothing. They haven't set foot in Africa yet. They haven't even gone to the hotel yet. They didn't go to Africa yet. I hear people talking about, oh, they would need a visa. That takes time. Y'all don't know nothing about what they need, fam. You can have an emergency flight to Africa. All you need is the proof that is your daughter and the death information and all of that stuff, and you deal with the embassy, and you could get on a damn plane and you'll be in Africa in no time, even if you don't have a visa. Do you understand me? So why are they not in Africa yet? They procrastinating, they playing. You understand? They're playing. Ashlee's personal belongings hold all the clues. Her cell phone probably have video of Joe beating her, video of Joe arguing, video of Joe threatening to unalive her. And it's on video. It's on audio recording on her cell phone. Where is that woman's cell phone? She's a content creator. She's an influencer. Her cell phone is her bottom line. Her cell phone is how she make her bread and butter. Everything she got is on that cell phone. And the parents don't care about it. They working with Joe. Bring the parents to the damn prison cell too. They need to go down with Joe. To Ashlee's father, you a snake. To Ashlee's mama, y'all some snakes. Y'all know what y'all doing to y'all daughter, and y'all not gonna get away with it. And I hope all of y'all get brought to justice and spend a long time in prison because y'all covering up your daughter's death to protect Joe. Joe is nowhere to be found. You mean to tell me a black woman die out in Africa and nobody's looking for Joe? Nobody's answering Joe's phone. Nobody know where Joe lived, right? So where did Ashlee live when she was with Joe? Most likely was living with Joe. If they're engaged, they most likely was living with each other. Okay, the father and the mother supposed to have Joe's phone number. All right, we can get that information. We can find his address with that phone number. Y'all know how it is. Go to that damn search engine, reverse phone search, pay that $1.99, $5, whatever it is, and look that dude up and go pull up at his crib with the authorities. What the heck is taking his family so long to pull up on Joe? Whole family supposed to be pulling up. Yo, Joe, come outside. Come outside, dog. What the hell you hiding for? We gotta talk, man. What's going on? Is Joe still in Africa? I don't think so. Because if the body was brought back to America, Africa already washed their hands. They already said case is closed. You know? There is no independent autopsy. They lying. There's no independent autopsy. That's a lie. It's to keep us distracted long enough so they could put Ashlee underground. They're tampering with evidence. Her body is evidence. Why the family is not talking about the marks around her neck? What about the marks around her neck? Do they have photos? Do they have documentation? The body holds all the clues. Listen, watch this. Was Ashlee sexually assaulted? You don't know what happened in Africa. You don't know what these perverts and sickos did to that woman. You don't know what happened at them damn morgues with these sickos. They need to find out every possible detail what these damn demons did to their daughter. But it seemed like they don't got no love for her. They don't got no love for her. She could have been sexually assaulted. She could have been tortured, choked out. You're supposed to know the difference. She could have been strangled by Joe. She could have been strangled by some other people. Who are these people going in Ashlee's room? They need to be questioned. They need to be arrested. You don't have no business in her room. Because if they were in her room, did they go to Joe's room? We need video footage of these people going to Ashlee's room. Fuck out of here. Where the fuck is the videos? Where's the videos? What kind of family sit back while their daughter just got murdered and they're not pushing for the video evidence? I need to see video evidence of company staff going to my daughter's room. I need to see them handing her a charger. I need to see them separating Joe and Ashlee.
I need to see all of this footage. And if they don't got it, lock everybody up. Because they all lying. This woman here is not no damn journalist. She's doing a horrible job.
And you guys may have seen that some of Ashlee's belongings, such as her engagement ring, are missing. That is true. However, that's just not the family's focus. As of now, their focus is planning this funeral and getting answers about what happened.
The answers is on, listen, the answers is on her phone. What do you mean? Her personal belongings, her engagement ring, her cell phone, it's not important? What? How are we going to solve the crime if we don't got her phone? Ashlee's phone have all the details. I promise you. I promise you. Her phone, listen, a woman could be at the point of death. She'll pull out that phone and start recording it. She'll document it. If a woman know a man is about to take her out, she'll set her phone up and click record. That thing will be recording. While you choking her, it's recording. Because she know she's going to die, but she figure, hey, my phone will have the evidence. It's just like if you have a Ring camera on your door or Ring cameras around your house or just some sort of surveillance system, because Ring cameras is garbage, to be honest with you. It's better if you have a DVR system with cameras that you control better than Ring cameras, because them cameras suck. You know what I mean? But if you have cameras and you out in front of your property or whatever the case is, and something happened, and God forbid, you checked out early, those cameras caught everything. When the investigators come, the feds and everybody, they're going to look up. They're going to see them cameras. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, he got Ring cameras. What's the first thing they're going to ask for, guys? What's the first thing they're going to request if they notice you got Ring cameras? Somebody put the answer in the comments. What's the first thing they're going to ask for? It's taking y'all too long. Your cell phone. Because they know your cell phone, you have access to all your cameras on your house. Do you see how important the cell phone is? The cell phone, they could go back and backlog into the videos. And if you know anything about Ring cameras, the phone will back up the videos, I think about a month or two. I think about 2 months, they'll back up all the old videos. If you don't download them, then you'll lose them, you know? So they'll have all that information to solve the case. So Ashlee's phone is very important right now, guys. Why the parents is not focused on getting Ashlee's personal belongings. Every day they let go by is another day where Ashlee's justice is fading away. Because they're not taking the case important. Somebody got her cell phone, her banking info, all her personal emails, all her documents, everything that Ashlee have on her phone. Somebody got her identity, fam. They could be committing major fraud in Africa right now with Ashlee's personal information, her business, her investments. Think about the investments Ashlee got. Ashlee probably had investments making her millions of dollars. Ain't no telling what that woman had. Ain't no telling what kind of bag Ashlee was building up. Ashlee was not broke. She was a go-getter. Ain't no telling what she was doing low-key. Joe probably found out about it, recognized that, hold up, you got some investments making this kind of money? Took her out. Said, forget this damn engagement. I'm taking you out. I need this paper. Real talk. Remember what Biggie said in that rap song, that your own mama will set you up for that cash.
But of course, if I do get any more information, I'll relay it. I've been speaking to her dad almost every single day.
So she's been speaking to the dad every day. I told you she's bought and paid for. She's been speaking to Ashlee's dad every single day.
And to stay updated on all of the developments. They still say they have not heard from her fiance, Joe McCann, and they also still say they have not spoken directly to a lot of the officials over in Zanzibar. Their really only direct contact has been with the embassy. So that's the latest. Her remains are back in the United States, and the family is planning her homegoing service.
This woman is a liar, bro. I don't trust nothing this woman's saying, bro. I can see that she's a damn paid actress, bro. So they trying to water down the situation by saying, oh, Ashlee's remains is back in the States, and to try to make us all be happy, like, well, at least her body is back. You know what I'm saying? We're happy about that. No, we're not. We're not happy about that. Them sending the body back mean the case is closed. It means that they're done. You understand what I'm saying? All the information and the evidence is in Africa, fam. The family supposed to be in Africa. The family supposed to have done made arrangements with the United States and Africa to bring justice to Ashlee. You understand what I'm saying? I promise you guys, that family is working with Joe. They working with that man at this point, fam. They're not fighting for Ashlee's justice.
Action News reporter Cheyenne Corinne is live in the Satellite Center with the latest. Cheyenne.
Hi, Sarah and Brian. Yeah, Ashlee Robinson, she was actually raised locally in South Jersey, and now her death is making headlines across the world. Well, today we spoke to her family in Delaware, who say they aren't getting any answers about what happened to her from officials in Tanzania or her fiance.
My daughter Ashlee, she's no longer here with us, and we're trying to find out why.
On April 5th, influencer Ashlee Robinson, who goes by Ashlee Jenae on Instagram, was celebrating her 31st birthday in Zanzibar, Tanzania. She was on the vacation with her boyfriend of 1 year, who popped the question just 2 days before.
She was starting the next chapter of her life. She called us and FaceTimed us to share with us her travel.
Did you hear that? The mother said Ashlee called us, FaceTimed us, showing all her travels. You see that? So the phone has all these records. We need to pull up all the phone logs, all phone records, all video chats, all text messages, all audio recordings, photos. Everything needs to be pulled up. I don't know what kind of sorry investigation they doing. It's horrible.
Mother says she never would have expected that less than a week later, her daughter would be dead. On April 8th, she says Ashlee called, saying she and her fiance got into an argument and were moved to separate rooms. The next day, she received another call, this time from her fiance.
He told me that Ashlee did something to herself and that she was being taken to the hospital. I said, what happened when? And he told me it had been 11 hours prior.
You hear that? Joe said that Ashlee had did something to herself, to the mom. Then we hear that news lady said that she didn't hear nothing about Ashlee from Joe. You see how everybody's lying?
Later, the luxury resort the couple was staying at called saying that Ashlee passed away.
Why would the resort call the mother and the father to tell them your daughter passed away? When have you ever checked into a hotel and they got your parents' number? Come on now. When have you checked into a hotel and they just have your, no, that is not how it works. Law enforcement supposed to be doing the investigation and making the calls. That call came in too fast. That call came in too quick because law enforcement got to be called in. They got to do investigation. They got to check passports. They got to look you up, find out your information from the States, find out next of kin, this, that, put the puzzle together. Okay, they can locate who your parents are. All right, now let's make that call. Hotels making phone calls? Nope, I'm not buying that.
According to the hospital's medical report, Ashlee had an unidentified mark around her neck. They wrote, according to her husband, he found she hung herself on the door.
Whoa! Based on the document, let me read it because you can't probably see it. It says, according to the husband, he found she hanged herself on the door. So, Joe was in the apartment allegedly killing Ashlee. Because they told us in the report that the hotel staff went up there to check in on Ashlee. Y'all remember that? And then Ashlee said, oh, I need a phone charger. They gave her the charger, and they said that Ashlee told them, come back in 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, when they came back, that means Joe had to be in the room killing her. Joe was in that room, gang, the whole time. Joe was not in a separate room. Do you understand me? Joe was in that room. Because that very same charger may have been used to put her to death. So we need that charger too. We need that charger cord, because you know these charger cords can be used to strangle somebody. Joe was in the room, y'all. Because how, now watch this, because there's two stories. They claim that they came back to the room after 10 minutes, knocked on the door, Ashlee didn't come to the room, the lights was off, and they used an emergency card and went into the room and found Ashlee dead. That's what they said. Now, based on the report, it says according to the husband, notice they put husband, right? Husband, according to the husband, not fiance, husband, according to the husband, he found she hanged herself on the door. What? How he found her on the door hanging if hotel staff found her in the apartment, in the room, unconscious? I thought she's supposed to be hanging. It's two different stories. One found her unconscious somewhere. The other found her hanging on a door. So that means Joe hanged her on the door. Come on now. This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. It says CVS pulse is strong and fast. Cold extremities, JV not raised. Let me see. There is an unidentified mark around the neck. No any wounds seen. No pale. No whatever that is. Guys, the so-called Joe is guilty, man. Joe is guilty as charged, man. I don't see how can anybody not put the puzzle together with this story.
With several question marks.
Sometime Jill went back to the room with security, and that's how they found her.
Ashlee was also taken to a second hospital who listed her cause of death as cerebral hypoxia by strangulation and suffocation.
You see that? Strangulation and suffocation. So she went to two hospitals. If Ashlee was on a door hanging and she's dead already, why would they be wasting time at hospitals? And what are the odds of Ashlee taking her own life, but she's still alive when everybody comes to the door? Make it make sense, guys. What? Think about this. First story, they said Ashlee opens up the door. The person comes in. Hey, could you give me a charger? Sure. Here's a charger. Hey, could you come back in 10 minutes? Because then I'll need something. All right, I'll be back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, they come back. They said they found Ashlee unconscious. That's the narrative one. Then the hotel claimed it was Joe that told them that Ashlee was dead. And right in the document, Joe says he found her hanging on the door. How Joe got the key if they were separated into different rooms? If they were separated, Joe can't have access to the room, especially if it's a domestic disturbance. Joe cannot have access to that room. So this is why I don't believe that Joe and Ashlee was ever separated. I think they just threw that story out there to cover the hotel. So the hotel is not liable of any sort of negligence or anything like that. So it covers them. In other words, we separated them two. That's a lie. These are not kids. These are grown adults. Joe was in that room with Ashlee.
Never done anything that would ever lead me to believe that she would do something to harm herself.
And the family says next they are considering going to Zanzibar themselves to try to get as many answers as possible. Now, we also tried to directly contact Ashlee's fiance.
Did you hear that? What did the same Lion News lady say? That the family planned to go to Zanzibar. Did the family ever go? No. You guys gave them $64,000 and the family never went to Africa. They robbed your money.
Resort and the embassy, but we did not hear back. I'm live in the satellite center.
Right.
Cheyenne Crunch.
Right. Considering going. Not packing their bags up and going. They're considering going, guys. No urgency to see what's going on with their daughter. That is like the school call you and tell you your daughter was just in a fight. She was hurt. They took her to the hospital. And you didn't go to the hospital yet. You ain't even go to the school. You ain't go nowhere. You home talking about, well, I'll be there later on. What? No, I'm there immediately. I'm there the next minute. Doesn't matter if I'm in my drawers. I'm jumping up in my car and I'm flying down to the damn school because I need to find out what's going on.
6 Action News. Back to you.
Yeah, heartbreaking for the family and unfolding halfway around the world.
What happened to Ashlee Robinson? Well, that's exactly what her family wants to know after she traveled to Zanzibar to celebrate her.
Notice they keep showing these baby pictures when she was younger. Ashlee and her father had no real relationship. Ashlee spent most of her time with her mama.
31st birthday on April 5th, while she was there with her fiance, he proposed.
It's not about if the hotel is liable. We're not talking about lawsuits. We're not talking about anybody suing anybody. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about tourism. We're talking about credibility. If a hotel has a dirty stain on their name where a woman end up dead, nobody would want to be there. They'll lose business. Remember, they make all their money due to tourism, foreigners coming over, that type of situation. That is what they're trying to protect themselves so that they can continue to make money.
And then she died less than a week later. I'm Action News reporter Cheyenne Crunch in Philadelphia, and today I spoke with Ashlee's parents, and they have a lot of questions about their daughter's death, but they also have a lot of misinformation that's circulating around social media that they want to clear up.
Uncertainty, mystery, anger, sadness. It's like a part of me has been taken away.
One of the main things.
That photo is long time ago. That is not a new photo. That man was not in his daughter's life like that. He wasn't. These are old photos. You don't see no up-to-date photo with Ashlee and her father, gang. Be careful when people post photos. If you don't see an updated photo, something ain't right, fam. Something ain't right. Shout out to Forever Studios. See you in the building. If you're new to the platform, gang, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, guys. I'm providing you, fam, with the best content in regards to this case. Ain't nobody covering this story like me. Nobody.
They want to get across is that Ashlee's death is still under investigation.
They not investigating her death, bro. They sent the body back to the United States. So Africa is basically saying, we're done with this. We don't want nothing to do with Ashlee no more. And they didn't even give the family the autopsy results. So all of this is a joke.
The family says that they actually haven't even heard back from police in Tanzania and that her cause of death is still being investigated because the autopsy hasn't been completed.
Wow. Autopsy haven't been completed? It been completed because the family said it was completed. Various reports said it was completed and nobody received anything yet. This doesn't make any sense.
There's also been some questions about where Ashlee is from. I've seen Miami and Oregon. She moved there when she was older, but she was raised and graduated from school in South Jersey. And today I spoke with her family.
She was raised more so with her mother. This is why she have more love for her stepdaddy. The so-called white man right here took care of her. He treated the mom better than her biological father. She has more love for this man here. This is why her preference is for white men. To each his own. If that's her preference, I don't care. That got nothing to do with me. My focus is the case. Do you understand? Ashlee was raised with her mama. That is who she was with more so. So if Ashlee contacted the mom, because Ashlee did contact the mom based on what the mom talked about in the interviews. Ashlee's mom said that she called her and said, yeah, you know, we got into an argument or whatever the case is. Okay, so that's it. So Ashlee ain't gonna tell you why her and Joe was arguing, why they were fighting. Of course she told her. This is why the phone is very important. I don't know why the FBI is not involved. I guess Ashlee's life is not important. They don't figure, it's like, hey, another black woman overseas, who cares? It's like, that's just how they be treating us, fam. Like, it's sick. But hey, if it was anybody else, man, somebody very important, they would have got results on this case already, y'all.
Delaware, and her other family lives in Jersey still. There's also been some questions about her relationship. So the family says that they—
Think about it. One family, they're in Delaware, the other one, New Jersey. So think about what I'm saying here. Do you really think these families talk with one another? No. They don't even visit one another. One is in Delaware, one is in Jersey. They're not seeing each other every day.
Have been together for—
And remember what I told you about this photo. This is a photo that a father would take with his daughter. This is a father-daughter pose. Ashlee looked up to Joe as a father-type figure. And she trusted him. And he most likely unalived her. Let's go.
A year and a half. The family actually says that he spent Thanksgiving with them.
If Joe spent Thanksgiving with the family, right, that would mean he spent it with the mother's side of the family, not the father. Because Ashlee more focused on her mother. She didn't live with her biological father. You understand? Because one lived in Delaware, the other one, Jersey. Let's go.
However, they say that he did not ask for her hand in marriage, so the proposal was a surprise to them.
No, this fraudster here is putting out this as damage control because the family did an interview with TMZ. TMZ officials asked the family in regards to, did Joe ask for your daughter's hand in marriage, and various other questions. The family answered yes. Yeah, he asked for her hand in marriage, meaning we already know about the proposal stuff. It wasn't a surprise to us, you know? We already met Joe multiple times. And because of that, they hired her to do damage control for the family so it can make it look like the family never knew that Joe would propose. That's a lie. If they claim that Joe visit them for Thanksgiving, you know Joe is going to ask the parents for their daughter's hand in marriage. Ain't no way you with this dude and he's just with you, boyfriend, girlfriend type things. Y'all grown adults. Think about this. Think about Joe's age. Joe is most likely 50. You know what I mean? He's in his 50s. He's not no 43. That's a damn lie. I'm 48 years young. There's no way Joe is 43. There's no way. He's in his 50s. So you mean to tell me Joe is up there in his 50s? How old do you think Ashlee's biological father is? He's right up there with Joe. You see what I'm saying? So when you put it all together, Ashlee was 31. So her pops is most likely in his late 40s, early mid 50s. Facts. So how you gonna have this grown man with your daughter, even though she's a grown woman too, it is what it is, and this man didn't decide to take your daughter as his wife yet? He ain't proposed to her yet? He ain't do nothing with your daughter yet? Come on, man, let's go.
The family says they really believed that the two were truly in love. But one of the main things the family wants to get across is that they don't think Ashlee would ever hurt herself. They say she was happy and excited for this next stage of life.
You see that? They post pictures. They post all it. Think about how many photos is on Ashlee's phone. If Ashlee's out in Africa, think about all the photos she took. Think about all the videos, food she ate, places she visited, shopping sprees. All her personal belongings is in Africa somewhere, and somebody is squandering all of her materials. Everything. What happened to Ashlee's Mercedes? What happened to her car? What happened to her crib, her house, everything she owned? Why nobody ain't investigating her crib, where she lived? Was she living with Joe? What's going on? Who's investigating this case? We need to fire them and hire me. Put me on payroll so I could get down to the nitty gritty, because all these people belong in prison.
They also say that throughout this entire trip, they have been talking to her and that she was in good spirits.
Did you get that? Let's play it back. Pay attention.
Throughout this entire trip, they have been talking to her and that she was in good spirit.
Throughout the entire trip, the family been talking to her and she been in good spirits. So why would she want to off herself if she been in good spirit? That means there's phone records of all those conversations between the parents and Ashlee. And in the process, you know they had to been speaking to Joe. Hey, Joe, how y'all doing? Y'all having fun? Yeah, we having fun. Mom, everything good. We enjoying ourselves. Okay, send me some photos. You know they sent her photos. You know that, right? They most likely sent the mom and them photos, everything. They're covering for Joe, y'all.
There's also been some questions about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. They learned about it from the hotel staff who called the mother to notify her.
What? The family didn't learn about it from Joe? They learned it from hotel staff? Hotel staff contacted the family to tell them their daughter is dead? No. Law enforcement's supposed to do that job. Law enforcement. Not the hotel. That's like something happened to your kid at school. They gone, they passed away. And the school contact you to tell you your kid is dead. No. They're going to let law enforcement hand that bad news to you. School won't even know what to do. That's some horrible news to tell a parent. No, listen, as a official in a school, you're not doing that. Law enforcement got to do that. That's a tough call to make. Hello, Miss Roberts? Yeah, your son passed away today. What? I can't do that. I can't do that. That's horrible to tell some parent.
Then when the father says that he asked the fiance, why did you wait so long to tell us? Because this was...
You see that? So Joe is talking to the biological father at this point. Where's all of those? Where's the news reporting of these conversations? Where's the phone records of these conversations? So we can put the timeline together. So we could get accurate information from the phone companies to verify all this information.
11 hours reportedly after, according to the parents. They say that the fiance said he had just found out. However, the hotel told the family that they found out about Ashlee's death from the fiance.
Wow. The hotel is saying they found out about Ashlee being dead from Joe. How could they find out from Joe if Joe is in a separate room? Why Joe is not arrested, guys? Why is Joe not in prison? Why? How could Joe have access to her room if he's supposed to be in a separate room 10 minutes away? What he's doing in her room?
5 hours prior. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. I am going to be staying on top of this. Make sure you watch out for the sources that you are getting your information from, because this is a family dealing with a tragedy, and all of the misinformation is just making things worse for them.
No, what's making it worse is you. You. Because you're doing a horrible job as a journalist, you're doing a horrible job. These people have more confidence listening to my content than listening to you, because you're a liar. This woman is a liar. She's lying. She's lying about everything to cover up for what Joe is doing, what the family is doing. If she's a journalist, how come she ain't figured out where Joe is yet? They got the resources. Think about this. Companies like TMZ and these guys are able to find everybody and everything. How come TMZ didn't find Joe? Because Joe got money and power somewhere, somehow. They afraid of Joe. Joe got pulled somewhere. Come on now. Joe knows some people, and they protecting him. He might not even be in America. He probably still overseas somewhere, left.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening, and be safe. Rest in peace to Ashlee Robinson.
How could she rest in peace with no justice? How could she rest in peace with no justice? You know? Yeah, we know about the crypto investments. We know about all of that stuff. That's what I'm saying. He got money. That's why Ashlee was with him. You see what I'm saying? But whatever went down, man, that caused her to get killed, he know. That's why you don't see him nowhere around.
Hey guys, so I want to provide you a quick update on the death of Ashlee Robinson, better known as Ashlee Jenae on social media. I have been in continuous contact with her family, and right now they are anxiously waiting for the results of the autopsy.
And they still waiting, and they never gonna get it. Because why? They're not giving it to them. Because they don't want to mess up the story any further. I told you already, if they did an autopsy in Africa on Ashlee, those organs been compromised already. The organs of Ashlee been compromised, guys. When they send that body back to the United States, her body may have allegedly been sent back with organs that was not originally in that body. Just like if you have a car and you take it to the mechanic, sometimes they'll take things out of your car and put something else in there that wasn't in there. It might still work, but it may not work for a long time because the original parts is not in there.
They say that they were told that the autopsy was completed on Tuesday.
The family was told that the autopsy was completed on Tuesday. Okay, why they didn't get the results?
Expecting it earlier this week, and they just do not know what the holdup is.
The holdup is the fact that they're trying to cover up a murder. And because nobody's really investigating the case but Ringo TV, for some reason, justice cannot be given to Ashlee because everybody's playing. You see what I'm saying? The family is not pushing for anything. Nobody's searching for Joe. No private eyes been set up. No attorneys. No, I don't understand this, bro. It's like they're about to bury Ashlee and nobody been charged with murder yet. And the family is basically saying her personal belongings is not important. What's important to them right now is putting her underground 6 feet deep.
But they're waiting before they do anything else to first get those results.
Well, they didn't get the results, but yet they tell us that they did an independent autopsy in the United States. That means they lied. Because Ashlee family said they're not going to do nothing else until they get those test results from Africa. And they didn't get them. And they already started to do other things, like trying to bury Ashlee early.
And the family says throughout this entire process, they haven't heard from Joe again. The last I told you was that he was being questioned by police and they have confiscated his passport. I want to be clear that this does not mean he's a suspect or in police custody.
Do you see what she's doing? She's protecting Joe. In other words, this doesn't mean he's a suspect. This doesn't mean he's in police custody. This is just standard procedure. That's crazy.
being detained. This just means that they are continuing their investigation and questioning him is a part of it. And I also want to give some more information about the timeline and Ashlee being found after watching police's press conference. So they say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. And this is just kind of normal procedure to make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. She won't need anything until about 20 minutes, so to come back. But she did ask the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. They gave her the phone charger and then returned about 20 minutes later. The room attendant told police that when they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her.
And then found her. Do you see the lies? So the hotel people are the ones who found Ashlee. But then they said that it was Joe that told them he found Ashlee first.
There's also been some questions about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. They learned about it from the hotel staff who called the mother to notify her. Then when the father says that he asked the fiance, why did you wait so long to tell us? Because this was 11 hours reportedly after, according to the parents. They say that the fiance said he had just found out. However, the hotel told the family that they found out about Ashlee's death from the fiance 5 hours prior.
Guys, do you see that? Two different stories, guys. Why all these people are not charged with murder? Ashlee did not take her life. Hotel claims they went to Ashlee's room to check on her. She opened the door. Hey, how you doing? Could you give me a charger? Sure, here's your charger. Okay, come back in 10 minutes because then I'll need something. They come back in 10 minutes, find her dead. Then the hotel says, hey, we didn't learn about her dead. We got that from Joe. Joe found her and told us. Two stories, guys. How come this journalist, how come this horrible journalist ain't out here speaking the truth like me? You know why? Because she's not a journalist. She's a paid actress, just doing her job. Because when you're a real journalist, you'll call out the bullshit and be like, hold up now, there's two stories. Somebody need to be arrested. Somebody murdered this woman. Somebody murdered this woman. The United States is supposed to be pissed off with what's going on right now with this case. This case is supposed to be national news right now. This is supposed to be national news. There's so many red flags over this case. I don't know why we still playing. Joe is supposed to be caught already and put in handcuffs. Whoever was in Ashlee's room needed to be charged with murder and a cover-up, conspiracy, everything. You understand? There's more hands involved in this cover-up than you think.
And I also want to give some more information about the timeline and Ashlee being found after watching police's press conference. So they say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. And this is just kind of normal procedure to make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. She won't need anything until about 20 minutes, so to come back. But she
won't need anything until about 20 minutes. Why would a woman tell hotel staff, I won't need nothing in about 20 minutes? It wasn't really 20 minutes, it was 10 minutes.
Asked the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. They gave her the phone charger and then returned about 20 minutes later. The room attendant told police that when they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her. There's also been some questions about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. They learned about it from the hotel staff who called the mother to notify her.
They called the mother, not the father. The mother and the father don't live with one another. The mother has a white husband. But the biological dad said he was speaking to Joe. Why would the hotel be calling the mother? When have any of you ever booked a hotel and they got your mom and your dad's information? No. Hotels are not calling you if someone passed away. Law enforcement jobs to do that. Their job is to give you the bad news, not the hotel. So this story don't make sense. It's almost like if Joe was the one who gave the hotel the parents' number because he was afraid to call and tell them what he found because he's guilty. Because the hotel not supposed to have the mother's number. How do hotels have her unless they got Ashlee's phone? Do you see that, guys? They got Ashlee's phone. In the contacts, it says mom. But still, the hotel is supposed to contact law enforcement. Why are they searching her phone? They're not supposed to be on her phone. They could go through her banking information, her Cash App, emails, personal stuff. It's a mess, man. Somebody is literally looking through Ashlee's DMs, all her info, finding out all her secrets. It's a mess what they did to her, man. That's sad.
Then when the father says that he asked the fiance, why did you wait so long to tell us? Because this was 11 hours reportedly after, according to the parents. They say that the fiance said he had just found out. However, the hotel told the family that they found out about Ashlee's death from the fiance 5 hours prior.
Do you see that? The hotel found out about Ashlee's death from Joe 5 hours prior. Joe did it, y'all. Joe did it, and he used the help of the hotel to complete the job. To finish the job, Joe used the hotel. Why Joe is not in handcuffs, y'all? I don't know. What are we waiting for? But Joe belonged in handcuffs. And them folks in the hotel, they belong in handcuffs too.
And I also want to give some more information about the timeline and Ashlee being found after watching police's press conference. So they say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. And this is
There's no reason for anyone to check on Ashlee. Guys, if you go back to the original story, they said that Ashlee, that there's a possibility that she may want to harm herself. That's why they went to check back on her. These people are lying. These people, you can't trust them. You go back to the original news reports. They said there was a possibility she may want to do something to herself. Well, how come law enforcement wasn't called in? Listen, if you are in a hotel and you know that one of your guests may be in a situation where she may be going through some sort of mental health issues or whatever the case is, you're supposed to call authorities ASAP so they could get on over here and take her to a clinic somewhere. But don't leave her in there so she could do something to herself. So they're saying that they checked on her because they felt she was going to do something to herself, which means Joe probably told them that. These stories not making no sense, guys. Now there's 3 stories now.
just kind of normal procedure to make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that,
did they go to Joe's room to see if he needed anything? We need the camera footage. Did hotel staff go to Joe's room? Hey, Joe, you need something? Because if they only went to Ashlee, that's a problem. Matter of fact, we need to see camera footage of hotel staff going to all the guests throughout that hotel to see if this is company policy.
Time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. She won't need anything until about 20 minutes.
If Ashlee was fine, She wouldn't need anything in 20 minutes. That's not making any logical sense. If the person came to the door, you good? You need anything? Nah, I'm fine. I don't need anything. So why would she tell them to come back in 10 minutes? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. These stories don't make sense.
To come back, but she did ask the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. They gave her the phone charger and then returned about 20 minutes later. The room attendant told police that when they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer.
Yeah, they're paid off by Joe. Let me see your comment. It says these are paid actors paid off by Joe because her story don't sound right. So y'all just gonna let someone unalive they self, not call police, none. Crazy work, diabolical. Yeah, that's exactly what took place.
Ashlee, so that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her. There's also been some questions about the timeline, and that's because it's really not clear. The family says that they actually didn't even learn about Ashlee's death from the fiance. They learned about it from the hotel staff who called the mother to notify her. Then when the father says that he asked the fiance, why did you wait so long to tell us? Because this was 11 hours reportedly after, according to the parents. They say that the fiance said he had just found out. However, the hotel told the family that they found out about Ashlee's death from the fiance.
Do you see how the hotel staff and Joe, two conflicting stories? They're both blaming each other on who found Ashlee first. Foul play. Ashlee was murdered. Ashlee did not take her life. Somebody went up there and unalived that woman. That's right. You understand? Somebody unalived that woman. And that's sad.
5 hours prior. And I also want to clear up right now, there's a video on social media circulating that claims to show the moment.
And shout out to everybody coming in the building. I see a lot of new folks pulling up, saying hello. Appreciate you stopping by. If you're new to the platform, you enjoy my content, make sure you, number one, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Tell a friend. And yeah, man, enjoy the show. We're trying to give you guys quality content breaking down this particular case so that the viewer can know what is really going on. Right now, the updates that we got is we know the funeral is next week. And it's like they're trying to bury Ashlee very, very fast. And they're not trying to keep her body preserved so they could use for the investigation, because there's certain things that may come up and you still need the body to be preserved. They want to put her underground right away. The family is basically saying that her personal belongings, her cell phone, her engagement ring, clothing, purse, underwear, none of these things is important to them right now. What's important is putting her ass underground. That's what they want to do. And it seems to me there may be an alleged insurance policy, possibly on Ashlee from the family, and they need her to go underground so they could get that bread. Trust and believe, fam. Family members are dirty.
Ashlee and Joe were arguing, and it's absolutely fake. As of right now, the resort or police have not released any surveillance footage, and this is what the family has been requesting. Again, guys, be very, very careful about the information you are consuming, because a lot of it is misinformation, and those who are not journalists that are reporting on this case are just getting the information from us. And
nobody's getting no information from you. Your information is garbage. Ringo TV is number one. I do my own commentary, my own criticism. I'm breaking down all these videos to the smallest molecule. She's trying to throw shade on everybody else by making it seem like she's the only one qualified to speak on this case. This woman been giving y'all a bunch of fluff and a bunch of lies. I've been breaking down this case from the beginning and giving y'all nothing but real information that is valuable key information that can be used to put Joe's ass behind bars, including the family and everybody else in Africa that is behind this damn cover up. Let's go. Hit that like button.
Regurgitating it and also adding some facts in that are not facts.
Nobody's regurgitating none of the garbage you talking about. I am not online trying to copy anybody's talking points. Everything that I've discussed thus far are my original talking points, my original spin on what's going on. This woman have not been instrumental in this case at all.
True. One more thing, my page is a safe place. So if you are going to write any negative comments about someone who no longer is here, you are going to be reported, blocked, and your comment is going to be deleted.
So much for journalists. When you are blocking people from sharing their opinions, you're reporting people for sharing their opinions. So basically, she wants an echo chamber of people that just agree with her, which means you cannot have your own independent thought. You cannot criticize anyone. You can't do nothing. You're supposed to be singing everybody's praise.
Okay, because the family, they are seeing these comments.
The family should be at work working to bring justice for their daughter. Their parents should not be online reading comments that are negative. They supposed to take their damn ass out in Africa, go to that hotel, and get justice for Ashlee. But instead, you want to try to protect the family by talking about people comments. Nobody don't care about their comments. Nobody don't care about how Ashlee family feel about comments. I don't care how they feel. They're not fighting for Ashlee. I'm doing more work for Ashlee than her own family. Let's go.
Took their time out to speak with me directly, face to face, welcomed me into their home. So I am just not going to allow that.
Into their home? Their family have two homes, unless they're swingers and live in the same house, because Ashlee's mama lived with the white man in their own house, right? And then you have the biological father who lived with the black woman and they got their own house. So which house were you at? Which house?
Happen on my platform. Right now, we are just waiting for those autopsy results. And
she said they're waiting for the autopsy results. The reporter just said they're waiting for the autopsy results. Autopsy already been completed. So where's the results, Miss Journalist? Do your damn job.
As soon as the family gives me the go to share it.
Until the family give me what? The go to share it? What? So the family got to give a journalist the green light to share the results of the autopsy? Gang, do you see how a lot of times these people already got all the information? They already know what it is. Sometimes the autopsy from Africa may have already been given to the family. It may have already been given to the family, gang, but they're not telling us why they didn't like the results that came from Africa. So they're trying to do a new autopsy in the United States.
I will bring it to you. Bye, guys. If you have any other questions or something that I missed, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to my best ability.
You missed everything. You have a lot of homework to do.
For them.
Lifestyle influencer Ashlee Jenae died during a trip to Zanzibar earlier this month, and now her family is demanding answers. Ashlee's final posts on social media were of her celebrating her birthday with giraffes in Tanzania, Africa, and getting engaged to her boyfriend, Joseph McCann. But there's a local report claiming initial investigations determined Ashlee took her own life during the trip after falling out with her fiance.
There's always a troll in my comments saying some nonsense about that's not what I saw. You saw what you want to saw. You have selective vision, selective hearing. Everything is selective. I've been covering this case from the beginning. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's go.
Say just days after he proposed. Joining me now are Ashlee's parents, Harry and Yolanda, and their spouses. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So local authorities in Zanzibar initially said that Ashlee took her own life, but you guys released it.
How could they say that Ashlee took her own life with no autopsy? No autopsy, but she took her life? They concluded she took her life because that's what they want you to believe. That way they could do the autopsy to get those organs. Do you see it? Do you see what I'm saying? They want to have that mindset of, oh, she took her life. Let's go to that autopsy table, crank out them organs. Yeah. Sew her back up. Good to go. We got what we needed, gang. Come on now. Let's go.
Statement saying that her death was suspicious. What do you think happened?
We're not too sure what happened. That's what we're trying to find out. I got 2 emails today from the embassy in Zanzibar. And it said the investigation is still ongoing. They have not determined the cause of death yet at all. An investigation is still ongoing and still pending right now. So there has nothing.
The mother looked weird, bro, in this video. She's like confused.
official has been released. That's what we're trying to find out. We just want answers.
Why the mother and the father have no tears, man? Like no emotion. Your daughter's dead, and you're doing interviews, and there's no emotion at all, man. This don't make no sense.
What was the initial call like when you first learned that your daughter passed away?
You see, this is what I don't like about these idiots, man. This dumbass is in my comments, right? Trolling, saying, show the videos of the journalists or family saying all those personal items aren't important. If your ass was in the show when we were showing all the information, you would know. But because you're dumb and slow and didn't pay attention in class, you missed it. So continue posting stupid comments. Let's go.
Shocking, and it was devastating and scary, honestly, because we don't know what's going on, what happened.
What did they relay to you at that time?
Well,
that's one of the paid actors right there, guys. You see when you see these trolls coming in, that's one of the paid actors right there from Joe and Ashlee's family. Because we already showed y'all the information where you saw the so-called journalist came in and basically told all of us that Ashlee's personal belongings, the ring, and all this other stuff is not important. That the family is focusing on putting her in that grave. That's what's important to them. But this damn clown is over here. Why? Because they work for Joe.
The patient came to us from the Hotel Zurich, Zanzibar, where they were staying. It didn't come from the hospital or from the police.
Have you guys since spoken to authorities or the embassy?
No.
We've had little contact with the embassy, but no, not with the police.
So were you told anything about the manner as to how she passed away or what exactly led up to her passing?
Officially, no, we have not talked to anyone from the police or anybody in the medical field at all. Nothing.
What was it that the hotel initially told you guys?
That the person, that Joe McKim, who she was traveling with, had that he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
You see that? The hotel told the family that Joe found Ashlee dead. How could Joe find Ashlee dead if the hotel staff members said that they came back 10 minutes and found her dead? After Ashlee said to come back in 10 minutes. That would mean that Joe was in the room the whole time. They never separated Joe and Ashlee. They never separated Joe and Ashlee, y'all. Because how could he know that Ashlee's dead? What is he doing in her room if he's supposed to be separated in another room 10 minutes away? How is that possible?
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later.
And I
relaying.
We just think it's very odd that our daughter is traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room.
So the call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after what transpired in the room.
It's very odd. 11 hours later,
11 hours.
Something had transpired, and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashlee was okay, she was stable, and she was okay, and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes.
You see that? You see that? So Joe relayed to the woman that Ashlee's okay. She's in stable condition. We're taking her to the hospital. I thought she's supposed to be dead. If she was hanging on a closet, how long was she hanging? If Joe's supposed to be in another room, how was he able to find Ashlee hanging on a closet? and she's still alive to the point where they're able to take her to 2 different hospitals. I'm not buying that, fam. Because here's the thing. How you gonna hang yourself on a door? Guys, have you ever looked at a door in your house? A door. A door. A door. How do you hang yourself on a door? Let me go put this rope, hang myself. Nah, this hurt, man. Let me take this damn thing off. How do you hang yourself on a door? You would have to be tied up to really hang yourself. Like how? None of this stuff is making sense. No, none of it makes sense. None of it, guys, when you think about it, it sounds like it's possible. No. To do that, you cannot just be, that's like I'm here right now and I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of all of this. I'm going to go check out real quick, go hang myself on a door. No, it's not possible. You would have to go do that and either be restrained or have the influence of drugs, alcohol, something in you that can make you pass out. That way, when you hang yourself, your body weight can just hang. When you look at Ashlee, when you look at Ashlee's height to a door, how can you hang yourself? You're just gonna sit there with the rope hanging yourself like this? No. You need to be under some sort of influence. Something, sleeping pills. I don't know what the heck you got to take. This is why toxicology tests, autopsies, all this stuff is important because it'll tell you what's in the blood, what's in the system. So when you hear these narratives, it's lies. They said she was hanging on a door, a closet door. How tall is this door? Is it 15 feet high? Where she could drop down and hang herself? She would have been dead already. When they found her, she was still alive. Enough so they could take her to the hospital, to 2 different hospitals. Somebody was strangling that woman.
11 hours later.
So have you spoken to him since, and what has he been saying?
There has been no communication.
No communication, but the family got his cell phone. Y'all got his cell phone, but y'all ain't pull up by his crib. He dating your daughter, proposed to your daughter. You don't know where Joe lived. You don't know where Joe worked. So this whole family is blind.
Wow, shocking. So, as you've seen, the local report had claimed that she took her own life. Did you guys ever think that Ashlee had any mental health issues?
I would think that's farther from the truth. If you go to her page, everything, she's a beacon of light. She has being on, it's like being in the camera. She was an influencer. She loved her family.
She loved her family.
She loved her family.
What was her?
These people are like robots, man. They're like robots when they answering these questions. It don't even seem normal. That whole family been compromised.
Mindset like before going on this insane African birthday trip?
Insane African birthday trip. You heard what she labeled that? Insane African birthday trip.
Excited and happy, and she was elated that she was traveling for her birthday to celebrate. And
as I told you guys in my previous streams, there's no records of Ashlee with birthday cakes. You don't see her with the candles. You don't see her with the confetti, the sparkling stuff. You don't see her popping bottles, just having a great time, night out on the time of her birthday. You don't see none of that on her social medias, fam. But they want you to believe that she was out celebrating her birthday. A woman like Ashlee would be turning up, big old birthday cake, There'll be all sorts of stuff going on.
And you guys said there's really been not much communication between you and her fiance, Joseph. What, if you could say anything to him right now, what would you say?
I just want to please. And we want to know what happens.
What is your understanding?
Why would they want to know what happened from Joe if Ashlee already contacted the mother to tell her? This story don't make sense, guys. The mother should already know what happened because her daughter called her. This is crazy.
As to where his whereabouts are now, and why do you think he would be avoiding your calls?
We don't
know. He's the killer. What do you mean he don't? What do you mean you don't know? We don't know why Joe is avoiding our calls. We just don't know. We're just, you know, I don't want to judge Joe, but you know, he's just avoiding our calls, and I'm just really concerned about what happened. No. Joe took your daughter out. Is that so hard to understand? He took her out. That's why he's not even around. The dude disappeared. This is crazy.
Sure, right now. It's really just trying to seek the answers.
Do you know if he's spoken to authorities at all?
We're not aware.
We're not aware of that at all.
Because what I knew is we haven't spoken to authorities. So I'm not sure who they are talking to. It's one answer. You know,
this family is doing a horrible job, guys. Guys, if you look at that interview and you look at the mom's face, this woman is guilty. They already know what happened to Ashlee, y'all. Family's involved too, fam. I'm telling you. That family, they're involved too. They know what happened to Ashlee. They know where Joe is. They just can't do nothing. It's all in the agreement. They already know, fam. I already solved the case already. I already did it already, fam. I'm not like these other YouTubers that are playing this political game, trying to be politically correct, trying to please everybody. I'm just saying what needs to be said straight. I don't got time for all this nonsense. You know? Joe is guilty. Family's guilty. The media is putting out lies. And the hotel staff, all of them is involved in one big cover-up. Ashlee's organs were tampered with in the first autopsy. And now the family said they did a new autopsy that they're waiting for the results. So now the organ's been tampered with again. So the case has been compromised already, gang.
Our attempts to get information.
I'm so sorry you guys are going through this right now. That must be extremely confusing, especially if you are saying that she was so excited for this birthday trip, didn't really have any history of mental health issues. That's got to be extremely confusing and frustrating for you guys. I'm very sorry you're going through that. No parent should ever have to bury their own child. Have her remains been released to you yet? And what are the plans for the funeral?
We don't have any of that.
They love, listen, anytime they want to just like end a case, they always say we took our own life and throw the S word on it. If there was no test, how could they just conclude that they took their life? Where are the photos? Where's the documents? Like, this doesn't make no sense, guys. None. So let me get this straight. So Ashlee turned off the lights, grabbed a rope. They don't even tell you what she was hanging on. What was used? Notice, no reports. What was used? If she was hanging on a door, what did she use? Simple question, right? What was used for her to hang herself? That should be in a file for evidence. What did she use? Where is it? And why that haven't been shipped to the United States to further the investigation? If she was hanging on a door, what did she use? Only Ringo TV asks the best questions. What did she use? Did she use the phone charger? Did she use a shoelace? Did she use an extension cord? I doubt it. Not no extension cord. She don't have access to that. So what did she use? You know? What did she use? And why that is not in the evidence so that they can further prove what went wrong. And how could she do this by herself if her hands are not restrained? You don't just hang on a door and your hands is not restrained. If your hands is free, it ain't gonna be a good hanging. let's just stop wasting time with this nonsense, gang. It makes no sense. Even if you try to do it by yourself, if your hands are like this, your natural reaction once you're hanging is to go and free yourself. Do you understand me? Your natural instinct. Listen, have you ever went swimming or whatever the case is and you made a mistake and water went in your nose and you're like, you instantly, you fighting for your life to breathe. You see what I mean? So there's no way that she did this herself if her hands is loose. It's not possible, gang. Natural instincts. I can't do this. You know what? Let me go get some pills. She had to take pills. She had to be drugged so that she's knocked out. So by the time her body collapsed, now the velocity of her going like this, it will now cut off airflow, which will make her pass away. But when they found her, she was still alive. Fam, she was not hanging. She was not hanging. Somebody was choking her. Somebody was choking her, and she was unresponsive, and she wouldn't get up. That is not the results of someone hanging themselves. I'm sorry, that's a lie. It's not making no sense, man.
We don't have any of that information yet.
So from your understanding, her body is still in Zanzibar, Africa. What is the last update you got on your daughter's death?
Guys, let me see. How many of you are familiar with Clint Eastwood and the movies he made? I believe there was a movie. Is that the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was the name of the movie or what, but there was this movie where Clint Eastwood, it was a Western film, and there was a section where what they did is they wanted to hang the criminals, right? And you would see them, they'll put the noose around the person's neck, tie their hands, right? And then drop them. And once they drop, they're restrained with their hand behind their back. At that point, they hanging. They gonna choke out and die. And what happened is Clint Eastwood would get the gun and he would shoot the rope. And there was one time he was able to free one of the guys. Then there was another guy that he was supposed to free, but somebody had put the gun to his head and was like, no, you can't. And Clint Eastwood was like, sorry to Joni or whatever the dude's name was, because he didn't get to shoot the rope. Once you shoot the rope, the velocity of you hanging and that pressure of your weight cease. And now you're able to breathe again. That woman was not hanging herself. Nope. If her hands are not restrained and there's nothing where her feet is like hanging, she cannot hang herself unless she's drugged. Makes no sense. Is everybody dumb? You can't hang yourself, man. It don't make no sense. Joe was choking that woman out, bro.
I had a first update yet. That's
the only thing was a brief email from the embassy stating that the investigation was ongoing. That's it.
This should be a wake-up call for all of you folks to never go overseas, because If you die overseas, this is going to be the end result. There's going to be no justice for you. And most likely your family, because they sorry, are not going to fight for your justice. But they'll make a GoFundMe, all right, to get paid. They'll collect the insurance. They'll collect whatever they got to get from you. And take your car too. Because they've always been jealous of you. You travel overseas and you die, get ready for a nightmare.
And looking that we knew about the footage at the hotel. What was there in the footage? Did you look at the footage? Did you see the footage? These are things that's very important to us. These are things that can clear everything up.
So why you ain't go to Africa to get the footage, hypocrite? The father's talking about the footage, but yet they didn't take that flight to go get the footage. Why they didn't go to Africa to get the footage? Why?
It gives us the timeline. It lets us know what happened. We have not seen or heard or even anything about any kind of footage surveillance. These are things that we need to know.
How are you guys feeling right now?
Think about how many people passed away, guys, and have been labeled that they took their own life. Imagine how many people's spirits is crying out from the grave for vengeance because somebody murdered them. Makes no sense, man. It kind of remind me of the movie The Ghost. What is that guy name? Y'all know the movie that back in the day film called Ghost, where the dude was in love with the woman and they got robbed, and the guy ended up I think he shot him. They were fighting for the gun, and then his spirit couldn't rest. And he ended up getting revenge on the people that did him dirty. That's how it be, man. It's like people be dying and basically they don't got no rest, man. Because it's like, yo, they went out in a horrible way and yet they're waiting for you to bring justice and you out here playing games and the murderers are getting away. Nah, we can't let them get away, man. Can't let them get away. I don't even know Ashlee. I don't even know who this woman is, dog. I'm over here fighting for her justice. While the family is eating bonbons and playing games, collecting GoFundMe checks and literally living good and doing interviews for the media, getting paid. Think about that.
Devastated, lost, a lot of unanswered questions.
They don't feel devastated or lost. If they felt devastated, they would have pulled up on Joe. They would have took that flight to Africa and they would have did whatever they got to do to get justice. They basically saying her personal belongings ain't important. What's important now is burying Ashlee. That's what they focus on right now. That's it.
Did you guys meet him before this trip, or did he ask you for her hand in marriage before proposing?
Did you meet him before this trip, and did he propose or ask for her hand in marriage?
Yes.
Yes.
We have met him.
Yes, we have met him.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yes. Yeah, he proposed. Yeah, we know. Because a lot of y'all keep thinking that when he pretty much was, I guess, proposed to her, that's the family's first time seeing that. No, family already knew that already because he already popped the question to them when he met them. Remember, he only knew her for about a year. Family already knew. It wasn't a surprise. They did that for social media. That was for social media. And it's all AI generated. Sad, man. Absolutely sick how people, they just don't even, they can't see through the lies, man. They can't see through it.
Is there anything else you want to add? I know a lot of people are wanting to hear from you and probably have just as many questions as you guys do at this time.
It's just going to have that we just want the answers to the questions that we're asking and that everyone's asking.
If you want the answers is on Ashlee's cell phone. The answers are with Joe. The answers are in Africa. The answers is on the video surveillance in Africa that you guys refuse to go to Tanzania to get. You see that? So what it tells me is that the family really don't care about Ashlee and they're trying their best to put her underground real fast. For them to rush to burial that quick, it's a red flag if you ask me. It's a red flag.
You need help getting information, and that's really what we're asking for.
Yes, and that's the reason why we went to social media on Sunday. We had to get it out there because this happened on Thursday, and nothing was out there. Nothing was talked about. Nothing was there. So that's why, hey, this is what happened.
He said they brought this to social media to get help, but yet I'm over here pouring out all this information and truth. I don't see that family not doing nothing to bring justice to Ashlee. They don't care about Ashlee, fam. They don't care. They do not care about that woman, fam. They did Ashlee dirty. Ashlee went out horrible, fam. All for what? Jealousy, organs, taking away her lifestyle because people jealous. Man, I tell you, man, people are dirty.
Her daughter, everyone needs to know what happened. And that's why that.
Well, I truly hope.
If everybody needs to know what happened, we need to get Joe. Why is it that all these days are passing and nobody's hearing from Joe? How is that even possible? Where have you ever heard of a man that's with a woman? She end up dead and the man is nowhere to be found. And nobody's looking for him. Nobody's investigating Joe. This is like nobody cares about this black woman that got murdered. That's what I'm seeing. Nobody don't really care. Her life don't matter. That's what I'm seeing, gang. Because the proof is clear. But nobody's making no noise about it. No tears, no emotions from the family, nothing. Everybody's just nonchalant, just kind of just like nothing's happening. Anyway, gang, we're going to get up on out of here, man. Do what we need to do.
Guys get the answers to the questions that you deserve. You deserve to have everything answered. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please keep us updated about what you're hearing going forward.
So that's about it, gang. It's absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. So the family is not really concerned about her cell phone. They're not concerned about the engagement ring. How do they get the body back to the United States, but no luggage, no personal belongings, no clothing, no clues, nothing? That woman went shopping. She was out there for a couple of days. That woman have all her whole identity is in Africa. And the family is not concerned about that. They're not concerned about identity theft. You really trust everybody in Africa to preserve her identity and do the right thing? I don't. I don't think they're doing the right thing. I think they're doing a horrible job right now. But hey, I'm gonna get up one out of here, man. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings. Appreciate everybody that support the shows. If you like my content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Number one, make sure you subscribe, guys. Don't just be a cloud watcher. If you rock with the platform, rock with the platform. Don't be a hater. Don't be one of these people that are ashamed to rock with Ringo TV because I'm raw and uncut and you just be viewing in the clouds, just kind of cloud watching. Support the show. Hit the like button. Let people know about what we do over here. Nobody else ain't giving you this work. Nobody else ain't breaking down these videos. Nobody. All these content creators are fake. All of them. They just wasting your time. They'll post little short videos, little short 10-minute videos. Hey, I'm here to give an update about Ashlee. Yeah. And they don't give you anything, right? They don't have no commentary, nothing. When you see me talk, I talk for hours and I break everything down because it's coming from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm passionate about what I do. In order for Ashlee to get justice, we got to keep the story hot. We got to make sense. Understand? And we got to show who's at fault and who's playing games. When you really think about this, Ashlee's family is not doing anything to bring justice to her right now. And you guys got to see it for what it is. Don't take up for them because that's the mom and dad, and you thinking they grieve and they going through. They haven't shed not one tear yet. Nothing. No crying, no emotion, nothing from the mom. You would expect the mom to be showing emotion, but nothing. No connection. They had no real connection to Ashlee. But what they want to connect with is her money. They want that money, man. Something about connecting to that money. That's what matters. But anyway, y'all take care. Peace and blessings. Gonna get up on out of here. You know, shout out to Forever Studios in the building. If you want to support my page, guys, you want to support this work, you can do so via Cash App, $ Ringo TV Raw. Contribute to the work. You like my work? Support the shows. $ Ringo TV Raw is the Cash App. You know what I mean? Look into the video description so you could go there and support the work. Other than that, I'm going to keep you guys posted and do what we got to do. And yeah, I don't trust the family. I don't trust none of these folks. And they need to take their tail to Africa and get results, get the video footage. They need to get to work, man. I'm tired of these people just not fighting for their loved ones, bro. They not working, man. They not diligent, bro. They playing. They are playing. But y'all take care. We signing out. Again, guys, you got 400. There's only 291 likes, guys. We should have 400 likes already. Like, what you here for? 415 people viewing, only 291 likes. Y'all got to do better, fam. When people giving you this level of content, this level of breakdowns, you got to know how to reciprocate energy. You can't be the kind of person that just sit there when somebody's doing an excellent job and you don't reward them. That's bad. It's going to come back to you. You're going to be doing things in life that you're going to feel you're doing a good job, and you're not going to get your reward because that's the level of energy you put out there. When you see a man like myself speaking diligently from the heart, putting the puzzle together, you're supposed to support that. I'm out.